Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I don't think I've talked on this. I think I've talked on everything around relationships besides the first step in a relationship. Like the very, very first, the beginning of you and this individual, the crush stage. Like, I don't feel like I've talked on that. I feel like I've talked on everything else, but I haven't talked on, crushing on an individual and things because... Nah, man, it can, when you see somebody that you have a crush on, it's like, it changes you. Like, especially, cause like, so with me, cause I crushed on, like, musicians, like Beyonce, for an example. I'm trying to think what actresses I've crushed on. But yeah, I think I remember like one of my first few crushes. I mean, obviously girls I went to school with, but no, Beyonce was like, I would literally run away with you. That's how I was when I was a kid. But then as you get older, then you see she's married to Jay-Z, got kids, family, all that stuff. Then it's like, dang, okay, well, not that I had a chance in the first place, but like one was hoping, okay, a little kid in Seattle, Washington, yeah, he was hoping for it, all right. But anyways, but no, overall, like realistically, when you experience your first crush, you experience it in high school, like. You can experience it in elementary. No, I take that back. I was more so talking on like my experience, like when I was really because I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about this girl that I was crushing on when I was in high school. But no, I had crushes prior before that. Like I remember in elementary, middle school, but high school was like it was funny because. So me and the girl that I had a crush on at the time, me and her, we had the same. Was it history? I think it was a history class. What class was it? I don't even remember. I think it was just one of those like random classes. I think it was a history class. But so anyways, I don't remember doing anything in that class. That was like the one class where I'm like I forgot all about. Like it was, I don't remember well, they had changed the school and stuff. So like I just remember it was like on the far right of my high school. And yeah, that was about it and stuff. So, but anyways, so I think I remember when I very first seen her and was all like, oh, I gotta talk to her. Oh, I gotta sit next to her. I gotta give her a pencil, a piece of paper, something. Cause like kids are like, you get like halfway through like the school year and stuff. You start struggling to find pieces of paper and pencils and stuff, pens, whatever it is. People be struggling with that. So no, I'm all like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm stocking up on everything. I'm getting journals. I'm getting pencils. I'm getting the big pack. If I gotta get a crayon box, I'm doing that. I'm doing everything possible. But so, anyways, I remember, yeah, me and I had like a big crush on this girl. I'll never forget the first time like I had talked with her. And it was like, it was like two different times. Like one time, I think I was just winging it, and I realized like I was doing good, so I had just kept going with it and stuff. But the first time, I had to, more so. All right, so there was the interaction, and then there was the conversation. And I know a lot of people are gonna probably be all like, with that conversation, bro, you should have went for it. Like you should have went for it. Like I don't know how you pass up on something like that, fam. I was nervous as a kid. I don't know why I was so nervous, but it was bad when I was a kid. So now I think of who I am today, if I was that same person back when I was in high school, oh fam, 100%. We probably would have had like a white picket fence, big giant house, living out in the middle of somewhere, okay? But anyways, so no, I remember the first interaction that we had. I'm like, I think, what was I doing? I can't remember if I was getting a book or sharpening a pencil. I was doing something. And I remember she was standing on, I didn't even see her at first, but I think I had something had happened. I don't know if I had bumped into her or what had happened, but anyways, there was like that moment where me and her, we had locked eyes, fam. I have never, how like when in some like movies and TV shows, like when like they get focused on and then everything just blurs out behind them, and then somehow like this heaven or this light from heaven just starts flashing on them. It was pretty much like that, but think of like it's in the middle of like the winter in Washington and it's raining outside. So, but somehow, some way, that light from heaven, it straight flashed her. Okay, so I panicked. I walked away. I was like, I didn't know what to do. But anyways, I'll never forget when me and her, when we actually had sat down and was talking with each other. So we were sitting with a group of friends. And I think overall, like, I was just being me. Like, that's the thing though, where it's like you being you. And people probably like would try to figure out, but it's like that's the thing though. You can't like try to portray me as you. Like, no, it won't work like that. You have to be yourself. That's the one thing that I tell you. Well, I should start telling people. If I haven't, I'm telling you now. Be yourself. Like, always be yourself, because that's honestly the best. If they won't accept you as you, fam, then like that's not the person for you and stuff. But anyways, I was cracking jokes. I was being funny. I was just overall being myself. So that's the thing where it's like, if anybody ever tells me like I can't be a comedian, the way that this girl was cracking up laughing, I was like, no, like I honestly could have been like asked her out like right then and there, and maybe I could have had a chance. All right, but so, well, maybe not, because that was like our first time talking. I'm like, maybe if we had more interactions with that and stuff, then at some point in time, okay, you don't pursue that fast. Like, you kind of like wait and things and stuff. But so anyways, no, I remember where we were in the library and I think we were doing a test of some sorts or no, was it an after school program? What was it? I remember we were in the library for some reason. But anyways, it was me, her, a few other kids. We were all just sitting there just, talking with each other. Me being me, I'm sitting with my friends cracking jokes and all that stuff. This girl is dying, bro. She is dying. This is like one of the few times like in my life where I had seen somebody's genuine laugh. Like, it got to the point, that's one thing that I do remember, where she was laughing so hard, she was like going back and forth in her seat, and she was like hitting the kid's seat behind her and stuff, to the point where the kid had to like turn around and look and be like, hey, yo, what do you got going on? All right, because he is not that funny, okay? You need to relax. But oh my god, like that's like one of the few times, like, to just kind of get off that topic, like I think of the times where I have caused people, and it's the funny thing is, it's like, it's all like, I've seen guys like crack up laugh at like stuff that I ain't said, but like I've never have seen like, I think every like person I've seen like their true genuine laugh, like it's always been girls. Like, no, so I remember there was one time in middle school I caused the one girl to spit out her drink. I can't remember what I had said, but she spit her drink out. Second time, I think, yeah, it was the girl that I had a crush on. The third time, I think, yeah, I was in this computer class. I think I told that story before, though, where I was in the computer class and I was talking about like my little conspiracy theory on how I think the teacher, he faked a car accident. But no, I think it was like some other stuff that I was saying. I can't remember if it was that or me saying something else. But this one girl, she was like, she might as well have been laid out on the floor, like dying and stuff. I had not. Now, with the people before, like, I had just caused them to laugh. This last girl was crying. Like, I have never caused nobody to cry laugh before. She was crying, and I'm like, fam, that's when you have like a power. Like, that's my power, is making people laugh. I'm like, if you try me, I guarantee you I'm gonna have your stomach hurting. And it's like, I'm not even gonna touch you, I'm just gonna crack jokes. And that's honestly, I'm gonna be a supervillain, and that's gonna be my power. It's just causing people to laugh and stuff. But anyways, but no, all right, so getting back to the crush and stuff in high school. But no, like, I sit down and I think about that, and that's like, honestly, like, now getting into the advice part, and it's what I was already saying and stuff, like, that's the best thing to possibly do for yourself and for that individual, is being yourself. Because the thing is this, like, if you see it in movies, you see it in TV shows, you most likely have seen it like happen to some of I've even have tried it myself, and I'm like, it's not being somebody else trying to impress somebody. It's not gonna work, because okay, so it's either one of two things. They already know who you are as a person, and they're gonna be all like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? Like, what do you got going on? Or they're going to grow attracted to this, different person and things. It's like, it's pretty much like content creating in a way. Like, if you don't be yourself when content creating, you're gonna have to be this character, and then eventually when you stop, they're gonna be all like, well, why are you, what's wrong with you? Why are you stopping? What do you got going on? So it's like, it's gonna fall in that same category as where they're not gonna accept, you and things. But yeah, overall, it's like, when you're being a completely different person, it's not gonna work out and stuff. So that's why it's like, be yourself. And another thing, don't be nervous, okay? Do not be nervous. That's like one thing where it's like if you can talk about something that you're comfortable with, I feel like that's like the best way of like breaking that barrier of like being nervous to talking with your crush. And then, like just, but overall, yeah, like finding, something that you like and then talking to them about it. Now, if you're into some weird stuff where it's like, oh, I like to, go to random street corners and, lick curbs and stuff, then yeah, that's when she going, or he or she, whoever, I forgot, like, women is also going to be listening to this talking. So, but whoever it is, okay, I'm just talking on my, using my life as an example in a way. But yeah, that's just something that you don't do. You don't come out and say no weird stuff like that. And that's the thing, because I know people will probably be all like, well, what is weird? You as a person, okay, a person of an older age. Now, I could get maybe if you're a kid, okay? If you're a kid and it's like, I feel like with kids, it's like, and you can do just about anything. You can be weird. And it's like, because you're still a kid and stuff. But I feel like as you get older, you should already know what is weird and what is not weird. If you go up to this girl, right, talking about, I like to hold birds hostages, she's gonna look at you like something is wrong with you. Unless you have seen her do this same thing, then it's like that's your wife, bro. It's like, what do you like? You shouldn't be sitting here listening to this for advice on how to talk to, your first crush and things. No, like, if she be out there chasing birds and holding them hostage too, it's like, that's your wife. Like, that's something where it's like, how did you end up listening to my podcast episode? Okay, like, how did you end up here in that position listening to my podcast episode? If pretty much saying this, if you have a chance, right? And me, that was the thing. Like, I feel like that was a lot of times like where I was unsure. I didn't really know and stuff. But if you know for a fact that you have a chance with this individual, you should not be here listening to, what episode is this gonna be? Hold on for a second. Let me open it. You should not be listening to season 117, episode 7 of this podcast, the TMossBoss Show, expecting to learn something that you already know. You should not be doing that to yourself right now. You need to go either message them, or when the next time you see them, because like the times before, I remember when I was streaming, and I remember this kid, he came to my stream talking about how he has a crush. And I think, there was a couple of times where it was like that. I remember it was the one kid that was at his school, and then there was another kid that I think he was like at some like camping resort or something like that during the summer. But so anyways, both times, I feel like I am his friend in the school with him. Well, the first kid, so I remember, what game was I? I think I was playing Car X, that drifting game. So I remember it was him. This is honestly one of my greatest memories of streaming. I think this will forever be one of, like, it's either the most greatest memory of me streaming. Well, I know that one birthday stream, like that first birthday stream I had was pretty solid. But anyways, that was last year. That was 2021. But anyways, no, this is another good memory. But I remember, I think I was playing Car X, and this kid joined, and he was telling me, he was just like, yeah, I got like a crush on this girl, and she's sitting next to me, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, fam, talk to her. Like, what tripped me out is that his friends are all sitting at this table, right? And they're all watching my stream, literally telling him the same thing. And I was like, that to me was like my greatest memory, having that moment. And I'm like, fam, I've graduated. I shouldn't even be like, I'm like, what am I doing right now? I'm more happy. I'm like, bruh, like, no, you have a chance. You got this. Go for it. Do it. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, if I gotta sit there and pretend to be a janitor and literally like talk to you about what, like, shake my head, like, you having a conversation, you start saying some weird stuff. All right. So that's what I would do. So I'm like, if he's saying some weird stuff, I'm gonna go over to, cause if I'm the janitor, of course, I'm gonna be like sweeping or like mopping the floor and things. So if I'm the janitor, he's saying some weird stuff, I'm gonna go over to the bucket. And I'm gonna just start hitting the bucket with the broom and stuff. And then if he's saying something good, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start just like flowing with it, with the sweeping and things, or with the mopping and stuff. And I'm all like, but yeah, he's like, he just gets carried away with saying some weird stuff. I'm literally taking that mop broomstick and I am slamming, okay, the little water bucket and things. I'm like, fam, you're doing it all. I forgot I'm the janitor and stuff, but no, like I remember that, and I'm like, man, like I think overall though it didn't work out because it was something that she had did, and he was like, yeah, I just don't want. I'm like, hey man, you know, it was, you know, good to experience that moment of having, like, you know, your crush and stuff. But yeah, if it don't work out, it don't work out. Then the other time, it was like pretty much same situation, but it was like at a camping resort. But it wasn't like the guy didn't have like a bunch of friends like joining my stream. But no, overall though, I was like, it was the same situation. I'm like, bro, go for it, do it. I'm like, cause the reason why I say that and I'm doing that is because like I think back when I was a kid, that would have been some stuff that I would have done. You know, is joining a person's stream and then like talking. So that's why I'm like, I'm trying to push that person to the edge of like not to like overpass like a million miles away from the edge. I'm trying to Spartan kick them off that cliff to get them to that point of like asking their crush out. Because I think back on when I was a kid, I'm like, I wish I would have had somebody telling me to do that and stuff, because most likely it's like the way that I get hyped about stuff. I'm like, if I had that type of like, you know, higher figure authority in my life, yeah fam, I definitely would have been overall like talking or asking my crush out, whatever and stuff. So but yeah, it's like that's honestly the best thing that you can do. It's just, you know, you just gotta go for it. Like you can't overall like hide and, you know, be nervous and, you know, you get the nervous sweats. I feel like that's one thing that you have to do though. If you struggle with that type of stuff, you gotta build up like your communication skills and things. You know, if you build up your communication skills and then you're out like talking with a lot of different people, yeah, you know, you're not gonna trip over that type of stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like you just gotta go for it. Your first crush, you know. And the thing is this: I know people a lot of times like you fear the rejection. And you fear like what comes after the rejection, because it's like you're gonna be heartbroken, you're gonna going through all this, and it's like, fam, you know, it's like that's life. You know, you can't. My thing is this, you know, if you are unsure, then it's like, you know, like communication. That's one thing that I always tell people. Communication is key. You gotta talk with them. Don't just go straight in on into it and things like saying like, hey, do you like me? Yes or no. That's just too direct. Like kind of like work your way into it. But it's because it's like my thing is this. The more that you talk with them and stuff, and then it's like you kind of like breaking down like that nervousness, like, you know, you're not so nervous talking to them once, when you just kind of like, you know, taking baby steps into it and things, and then see what they're into, see if they got a boyfriend, see if they got, you know, whatever it is and things. But yeah, it's like, you know, just kind of like work your way into it. It's like, you know, because my thing is this, think about it like this: when you're a car going to a stoplight, you ain't teleporting to that stoplight. No, you're easing into it. You're doing the speed limit. The speed limit says 35. You may go 36. But if you think that that's too fast, all right, slow it down a little bit. Go 20. But at the same time, if a car is behind you honking, you're going to have to speed it up, bro. Okay. And that's overall saying, like, if you just beating around the bush, you ain't really getting to that's where it's like, okay, you're going to have to speed up, homie. Because then you're going to be late. And then, yeah, that light, or if they're like, all right, so more so if the light's green and stuff, then it's like, okay, then it's like green light, go for it. But it's like, then as that yellow's gonna hit, then you're gonna be speeding and you're gonna be rushing and stuff, and then it's like, it ain't gonna be, you know, legit. It ain't gonna be something that, so it's like, you just, you know, at the end of the day, you just gotta go for it. Talk to her or him, whoever and stuff. And yeah, you know, it's like freaking live your life. To have this high school, middle school, elementary, whoever it is, whatever grade you're in, have this crush end up being like your school sweetheart and stuff. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to all my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss, and make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.